Hello, YouTube land, and welcome to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo Podcast, episode 16. Sweet 16, baby. I am your host, Dantes, and joining me, like always, the streaming king, Calones. How you doing, Calones?
Hey, how you doing, Dantes? How you doing, everybody? And yeah, I had lots of fun last night. We did it on like an impromptu, recording, streaming, Splatoon 2. Spent over like 3 hours, playing with a couple of the people that I'm glad that they follow us and they're big supporters of for using Unison Gaming. But as far as the Nintendo Direct and getting and get out Nintendo podcast, we have big news to talk about. We just had the Nintendo Direct last week. So go ahead and Dantes and take over.
So, what have you been playing? I'm guessing you've been playing Splatoon since last night. You spent 4 hours playing Splatoon with the people. Join us with the people. It was impromptu, of course, because I was under the weather. I'm not gonna specify what reasons why I was under the weather, but. So, what games have you been playing, Calones?
Of course, I've been playing Splatoon 2. I'm still playing Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I was, also playing, Rayman Legends, the definitive edition on Switch, and playing it with my, with my kids as well. So
And
I'm
how's
just
that
having a lot
game?
of fun.
How's that? Is it really the definitive edition, or is the Wii U version better?
Well, I mean, the View version does have a couple of other stages, additional stages that where you would use the gamepad and the touchscreen. Overall, the game is almost the same. There are a couple of new modes on the Switch version, but if you already have it on the Wii U, I'm not exactly sure what you would purchase it for the Switch. But if you haven't played it before, it is a great game. The UV art software makes the game look great. So it's one of those that you have to play if you haven't already.
Okay, cool. I've been playing Mario and Rabbids 2 slowly but surely. This is what I love about the Switch. Oh, yeah, right there with my red neon Switch. No, I did not buy a new one, just to clarify. I just bought new controllers. Anyway, uh, uh, that's what I love about the Switch. You can play short sessions. It's portable, so that way you don't have to just be tied down to the TV. So I've been playing that. I've been doing that, and I did also get the plat for Uncharted, which this Thursdays on Gameplay Thursday I will be showing getting that plat. And I do apologize. It's gonna be a little bit boring because the last trophy is a little bit boring, which is basically getting to chapter 5 without shooting a single person. Oh, Calione, that trophy sucked. That's what sucks sometimes about trophy hunting, because they make you do shit that you're like, really? The whole point of Uncharted is shooting people, and you're asking me not to shoot anyone for 5 freaking chapters. But I did it, got the plot live and in color. So I will be downloading or uploading, better said, this Thursday for Gameplay Thursdays. Of course, Caleones, we had a little bit of switcheroo, just a little bit of line items to get out of the way. This Wednesday, we had the Nintendo Direct live show, which, in a sense, was kind of our live show. So we switched it, basically. So this Wednesday, or last Wednesday, was the Nintendo Direct live impressions. And then this Saturday was Caleones' stream for like Streaming Wednesday. And you can see the titles below. Everything should be in our channel. Go and find it. But we do apologize for the switcheroo. The whole point of a schedule is to keep the schedule. So, and of course, I was under the weather yesterday. Anyway, but with that out of the way, let's do our official rigmarole. Caleones, welcome to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo Podcast, episode 16, every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Please subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy motherfuckers happy. Also, please remember, if you don't want to see our ugly faces, hey, it's all good. We got a solution for you. You can go to SoundCloud and iTunes and download this podcast for free. Rate us over there so you can show up some love. Also, we do have a small Facebook page called at Force In Unison Gaming. And finally, and Dantes says finally, go to chiguerosnews.com and give some love and clicks to my boy Caleones. With all that said, please remember all the information on the description box below. So, Caleones, are you ready? I said, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance. Well, no one's in attendance because I'm in my basement in my house. And the three, and we can say the four people watching around the world. Let's get ready for Reggie's News Center. Oh, wait! Crossover, baby. Onuma's Nintendo discussion. And why do we have a special crossover? Is because our topic of the week is the Nintendo Direct, and that is the main news article for the week. So we're crossing it over, baby. We're doing an X. So now let's start the show. Calones, how many pieces of news we have today?
We got 11 pieces of news, Dantes.
My body is ready.
Yep. And we're going to start with the first one. And this week we had the Super Bowl of all events. Yes, I'm talking about the Nintendo Direct, and one that delivered in every single facet of it. It was 45 minutes long, almost twice as long as the Nintendo Spotlight presentation.
He's hype. Bring the hype.
And the first 10 minutes were dedicated to the Nintendo 3DS, with the remaining 35 minutes full of Switch glory. So from an official release date to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, to Bethesda stealing the show with their announcement, to Mario's nipples, this Direct was almost as big as Nintendo's E3, I should say, which takes us over to our second piece of news. Before the Nintendo Direct, there were rumblings that Bethesda was getting ready to announce a second game to the Nintendo Switch alongside Skyrim, which will be releasing in November. Rumors said that Fallout 4 would be such game, and I was okay with it, if only because the Switch does need better third-party support. But the labeled, and you saw it on the Direct, it said 2 iconic shooters on Nintendo Switch delivered on its promise. Bethesda will be bringing Doom 2016 this winter to the Nintendo Switch, while Wolfenstein 2 comes to the console sometime in 2018. This is really big news because Bethesda didn't wait until Skyrim performed before committing more games to the system. Not only that, Bethesda did state that although Doom won't have one-to-one comparison between the Switch versions and the Xbox One and PS4 versions, that the version of Doom is being custom built for the Nintendo Switch. So Dantes, how excited should we be?
Here we go. Let's do the crossover. Hype. The hype is real. Basically, we're uniting Onuma's Nintendo discussion because this is the biggest news. This is the biggest article. We're going to talk about our impressions for the overall show and at the same time, what we thought about it. Of course, based on what you heard for Calones, he's in the hype train, baby. Get on board on the hype train. I'm more in the middle ground, and I explain during the description. But let's go through each item. I have it open here, Calones. I'll mention the name, and we'll say yay or nay. Let's go through the 3DS really quick because we want to get rid of that shit really quick. No, I'm joking. I am joking. The 3DS is still important. Okay, so quick. They begin with Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Fine. The only thing I would say about that is if you play Moon and Sun, how excited you really are about this game, right? I don't know, Calones, you feel the same way?
Well, I mean, I guess the biggest thing about that announcement is that they are indeed introducing new Pokemon on Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Previously, people thought that it was just going to be like different versions of the same Pokemon that you could find on the Alola Islands. But on this one, they did confirm brand new Pokemons coming out. So that's why people were really excited about the announcement.
So we'll see. I think if you play it extensively, it's one that you can jump, in my opinion. But everybody's waiting for that Switch version, baby. Of course, they announced a new 2DS, really ugly colors, the orange and white. Whatever it was. Yeah. The black version, way better, looks way better. This is a game that I think is a mistake not having it on the Switch. It's Mario Party Top 100. This is a game that you should be doing dual development and bringing this game to the Switch. It would sell gangbusters, and it would, again, it's the top 100. I'm not a huge Mario Party guy, but a lot of people like it. It's the ultimate party game. So imagine if you have the top 100 on the Switch. So that's, to me, some missed opportunity.
Well, and some clarification on that game. At first, it seems like it's just a collection of a bunch of mini games, like Mario Party games are, but the game is still going to feature a board, so you're still going to be playing like the regular Mario Party game. So the party portion of it and the board game portion is still going to be there.
Okay.
So
good to know. Next one, Kirby Battle Royale. Okay, great. Anything to add, Calones?
Well, I mean, you also have the Switch version of Kirby game, so that's the one I'm most interested about.
Layton's Mystery Journey. Never play a Layton game. Don't care.
Yeah, it should be on the Switch.
It should be on the Switch. I agree with that. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga with Bowser's Minions. They should be on the
Yes.
Switch too. But
Well,
anyway.
and this is one of those where I feel like Ubisoft is ready to take over like the Mario and Luigi games, using the same engine as Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. It would be perfect to have those Mario games made by them, and I think Nintendo should do something about it because Snowdrop makes a Mario Party look beautiful, and you were stating that you finally played it on
Duck. Yep.
on the TV. You were playing in a handheld mode, but finally on the TV, and the game looks great. So that's one of those that should be that I think Ubisoft would be able to take over the Mario and Luigi RPG type games.
I agree. I agree. I just docked it. I've been playing that game again, portable, because I have to be mobile in my house. So finally, I docked the game yesterday, and I was like, oh, damn. In my 4K TV, this shit looks pretty nice. I have to give credit to credit's due. The Calones told me it was 900p, and I was like, really? I mean, this game looks really good. So, yeah, that could probably be, imagine a remake like that. But again, missed opportunity. I know they have to support the 3DS. Fine. Yeah. But, Yokai Watch 2, Psychic Specters, whatever.
Second version of the second game. Just the expansion of it.
Yeah, I don't care what Yokai Watch. Minecraft for the new 3DS, to clarify.
Should have been out years ago.
Yeah.
Should have been out years ago.
Agreed. But just remember, people listening, the new 3DS version. You have to remember, it's kind of like the Xenoblade Chronicles port. It has to be played with the new 3DS. The Alliance Alive, an RPG, old school RPG. Hey, bring more shit like that. This one, Radiant Historia, great game on the 2DS. Sorry. Well, the original 3DS. No, wait, 2DS. No, DS. Yeah, fuck. The original DS. Yes. Radiant Historia was a great game. I do have it on the DS. If you guys haven't played it, please support this game.
And one of the important things you stated during the Direct is that game is hard to find.
Yeah, it is.
Which is a reason why you should go ahead and pick it up and play it this time.
Yeah, let me see. Here we go. Found it. Look at that. Boom. Look at that. That's what I'm saying. Support. Anyway, let's go to the next one. The funny part is that I do have it, but I play in the emulator HD. Anyway, the Stereo Odyssey 5 Beyond. Hey, I buy the games and then I play it on the emulator, just to clarify. Give me some credit. Etrian Odyssey. Okay, another RPG. So 3DS is very popular in Japan. RPGs are great, are always welcome. Shin Megami Tensei, Strange Journey Redux, another RPG. Hey, take advantage of it. And then, of course, they show a little bit.
No, there's a Switch version coming out for Shin Megami Tensei. We still don't have no details for it except for like a small cutscene. But hopefully 2018 is going to be when we start hearing about those other games. It feels like Nintendo did announce games for next year, but they announced it and then are not talking about it anymore because they want the holiday season to to concentrate on the games for this year, and then next year, as soon as after the holiday season is over, I believe that's when we're gonna get either another Nintendo Direct or something where it's gonna lay out the plans for the entire year of 2018, and we're gonna see those. So I'm very excited to get the games this year, but also what they are gonna show right after the holidays.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully there's another Direct like around March time frame that it would be show you what's coming in 2018. And then the last two games, of course, Ace Attorney and Fire Emblem Warriors. Did they mention Fire Emblem Warriors? It's gonna be for all 3DSs, right?
Yes, they didn't specify.
And the reason I say that because Hyrule Warriors, I remember they didn't run that great on the original 3DS, but if you had the new 3DS version, it would run way better.
Yes.
But okay, so I went quickly with the 3DS. Final thoughts of the 3DS version. Hey, good announcements. I believe if you're still a 3DS owner, I think there's a lot of games coming. You like RPGs, like I'm recommending Radiant Historia. Go buy it, please. Support it.
But it's been 7 years, Nintendo. The 3DS has been out for 7 years.
7 years. It's gonna be 10 soon. And I would say again, I like, to me, big announcements. I knew this was coming, but Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, I bought every single Mario and Luigi game. Love those games. They're fun. And the RPGs. And I think that's it for me. And Mario Party, again. But I'm not so much that I'm excited. I just want that game on the Switch. That's where it belongs, basically.
And Minecraft as well.
And which one?
Minecraft.
Oh, my. Who cares?
Well, it's Minecraft just because it's Minecraft.
Just quickly on the side note, amiibos. They did show the Legend of Zelda Champions amiibos, the 4 warriors, the Rook, Minfa, Rivali, and Urvosa. I'm not gonna get those amiibos. I don't know if Calones is gonna get them, but hey, that's exciting. Get new helmets, but I'm kind of over the whole aesthetics of the game. I just want the story DLC and let's get it over with. I put over 350 hours of Zelda, so give me a break here. Okay, now let's go to our the Switch portion. Like Calones says, 10 minutes. Bam, bam. Thank you, man. Give me a cigarette because I'm done with the 3DS. And then they moved to the Switch version really quick.
Yeah.
I do have a small rant that I'm going to give here, Calones. So I'm going to start with the first thing that they show, of course, was Xenoblade Chronicles 2, right? A lot of people, and this comes to Nintendo fans, and I'm a little bit disappointed at you guys. I've been proud of you guys for buying third-party games, but I was really disappointed at the crying and complaining that they took too long with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Oh, it was too much. They showed too much. They took so much time. Oh, where's Smash? Where's Smash? I want to see Smash. Where? And then not only the fans, but also the games media, a lot of them were like, oh, it's too much Xenoblade Chronicles. Oh, that was so boring. Okay, if you found it boring, that was your problem. But you have to understand Nintendo. Nintendo is trying to bring or sell a new franchise. They're trying to make Xenoblade Chronicles as big as a Metroid, as Mario, as, again, Zelda. And if you guys start bitching and complaining because they're trying to show you the gameplay, they're trying to say, look why you need to buy this game, and you start crying and moaning, I want to see Smash, does not help the game if casuals are watching the stream and reading the comment sections. So you guys need to support games like this so Nintendo takes more chances. You have to remember that Xenoblade almost did not came to the West. Please remember that. It was a hard-fought battle to get that game over here. And then, yeah, now you guys are complaining and crying. I think is offensive to me. Now, I'll give you some points that it was a little bit boring in sense. They could have cut it down and made it more exciting. Okay, I'll give you that. But don't start crying. Oh, where's Smash? Where's Smash? Smash is coming. Smash is coming sometimes. You're tired of Smash. There's been like 5 freaking Smashes already, right? So give Nintendo a break to shine a new IP, not a new IP, but a new franchise that they're trying to build and make it something big. And they even gave us the Pro Controller and the Special Edition. And even with all you guys moaning, the Special Edition is number 4 in GameStop hot seller list right now. So everybody out there who are supporting the game, I really appreciate. I want to turn this into a big franchise. This game is way better than that shit called Final Fantasy right now. So please support it. Sorry, Calones. Rant is over. I don't know if you wanted to add something. I just needed to get that out of my chest.
Well, I mean, I just wanted to say, like, people are complaining that way, and yes, I've been here and reading the comments and everything, and that's uncalled for. They're complaining about the game like Nintendo said, oh, we're gonna release a Switch version of Star Fox Zero. That's how they're reacting. No, they're releasing a sequel to one of the best RPGs of all time. That's what they're doing. Xenoblade Chronicles is one of the best RPGs of all time, and they're releasing a sequel to it. But people are complaining about it like it's Star Fox Zero, a Switch version. So I don't understand why. Also, it's a game completely different from all the other games that Nintendo has been releasing. They haven't released a pure RPG type game yet on the system. I mean, I'm talking about first party. And the closest is being Breath of the Wild would be probably the closest one, and that's not an RPG per se. So Nintendo is expanding their library. They're expanding on different genres for games. They're releasing a sequel to one of the best RPG games of all time, and people still find a way to complain about it. So that's like you as well. I'm kind of disappointed, and some of the people, and it may be the minority, but it's a very loud minority that have been complaining, and that's something that needs to stop.
Yeah.
Just be grateful that yes, even though we expected or wanted the game to be out next year because we felt that would be better for the game, but it's coming out this year. Nintendo promised 2017. They're delivering 2017, and that didn't stop Dantes from like stopping the direct midway through it just so he could go on Best Buy and pre-order the game, the special edition of the game. So yes, it's a game for that is a sequel to one of the greatest games ever. So just be happy with it. Be happy.
And look, and they're putting the promotion machine. They're giving you a pro controller with the Xenoblade logo on it. You know, guys, you need to. And just I was a little bit disappointed. I mean, you're gonna get smashed at some point. Right now, it's not the time. Nintendo is. This direct was focused on games that were coming this year. Pure and simple. Did they took too much long time? Yes, they could have made it more streamlined. Nintendo's still learning how to present. They're doing a way better job. I think this directs are being like bam, 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 giving you the information fast and sweet, kind of like what Sony has been doing, and I love that. And yeah, this one took too long. Okay, fine, I'll give you that. But still, I understood why they were doing it. They're doing it to make sure that people out there, they build new fans. Xenoblade 1 sold 1.5 million copies, 1.6, including the 3DS version. Xenoblade X sold 1 million. They're trying to see if they can get this franchise to around the 2 million mark. And I'm hopeful the Japanese market will eat it up because, again, it's on the Switch and it's portable. And at the same time, yeah, there's other complaints. The voice acting, some of the voice acting, it is horrendous. I admit it. But I'm hoping because the Nintendo of Europe is doing the translation of this game, they will get closer to the majestic voices that we got on the original Xenoblade Chronicles. Give it a chance. We'll wait and see. Voices growing on you. Anyway, rant's over. Let's move on. I just needed to get that out of my chest. Next game. It's all over the place, but I guess I'll talk to the next big game that they showed. The highlight was Mario Odyssey. Now, I'm gonna let Calones talk about this one because if you saw us in the live stream, I just stand up and walked away because I am in blackout mode. Nintendo, I know you need to promote the game, but stop showing it so much. I don't care what new words you have. I want to be surprised. I want to have that majestic feeling that I have the first time Mario came out of the pipe in Mario 64. You see what I'm saying? So you're overexposing this game a lot. This game is going to be good. I have no doubt in my brain. And to add to that, if Mario Odyssey delivers like we expect it to do, if Monolith Soft delivers like I expect them to do. Oh, and one little item. You guys all that were complaining, you know who helped the development of Breath of the Wild to make the world beautiful like it is and so open? It was Monolith Soft. Just to give you guys a heads up who was able to help you guys on Breath of the Wild. Anyway, if those two games deliver with Splatoon 2, with ARMS, with Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, I would say that Nintendo had the first year of exclusives of any company in history. I'm putting it on the floor. We'll see. Again, it's all dependent if Mario Odyssey and Xenoblade delivers. I haven't played the games to say, oh, they're going to be awesome. I'm not that type of person. We'll wait and see. But this game looks really good. I don't know, Calones, what you saw on the... Now I'm going to let you talk because I did not watch it. So what did you see on the stream that you got excited for?
Well, I mean, going back to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you finally got a closer look to the Titans, to the worlds, how each of them is different, how big they are. So you got a pretty clear indication of the scope of the game. Also, you did see how the fighting system works. So depending on each weapon, the fighting system is going to be slower, it's going to be faster. You got the melee attacks, you have the heavy weaponry, and you also have different weapons or characters that you can enlist as weapons and even play together with them. So they're going to be connected to you. You can do special, special abilities, special moves with in concurrent with the character. So that was really good to see. I know that people complain about the length of it, but this is one of those games that it needs. It's an RPG after all, so it's you really need deep dive on it, see what it has. It's not going to be like Mario where you can show a 2-minute trailer and people knows pretty much what it is and that they want it. So going afterwards, one of the biggest highlights, of course, from the direct. And something that we're going to be covering later on as well is it was Mario's nipples, and those. I mean, it even made the news, so they're being shown everywhere. Just remind
some nip action.
Remember, yeah. Link was without a shirt on Breath of the Wild, but he didn't have any nipples, so that's why Mario is.
Wait, Calones. Does this means the GameCube original theme was water, right?
Mm.
Does this mean the Switch theme is nipples?
Or shirtless, iconic characters.
Anyway,
But people are eating it up, so
but what
that's
else
a
did
good
they
thing.
show? I know you mentioned that they had some new systems that they were implementing to have a little bit of competitive gaming on Mario Odyssey, right?
Yes, and that's something I can talk about without spoiling for you, because for you the biggest spoiler would be like the world, the
The worlds,
story.
yeah, I don't want to see the worlds.
Yeah,
No, no. I
but
know
they
that he's
actually do
on
have. Yeah.
shirtless because, well, I know there's a beach world because everybody's showing Mario's nipples, but aside from that, I don't know anything else. But go ahead,
Yeah.
Calianes.
Yeah, but I mean, like they're gonna have a lot of mini games on the game. So they're gonna have like a racing mini game. They're gonna have the jump rope mini game. They're gonna have different mini games, and you actually can track the leaderboards on the mini game. So the leaderboards are gonna be posted within the game, and they're gonna collect the data from everybody in the world. So those are gonna be worldwide leaderboards for the mini games. So that's one of the things that they're doing with the Mario Odyssey game, is connecting it with everybody else in the world and showing the high scores for people that play those mini games. So I think it's not going to be part of the main story. It's not going to be what you get the game for, but it's a nice addition to see something like that, especially with Nintendo, how they've been doing with the online and all. But if Breath of the Wild is any indication, they are really going big, especially with their most iconic character, which is Mario. So it's not just going to be a Mario adventure. It's going to be a bunch of smaller adventures within the game. Also, and on this is something that I'm not exactly sure if would be spoilerish or not for you, but you can pretty much expect the same thing as Breath of the Wild, where in Breath of the Wild you needed to collect 900 Korok seeds. In Mario, you're going to be collecting hundreds of moons.
Did they
So
did they state it how many?
600.
Woo, baby, I'm ready. Well, here's the difference. Here's the difference.
Uh,
On Mario Galaxy, you had the stars, the golden stars, and then when you beat the game, you had the green stars, and that put you over 300, 240 stars. I'm sorry, memory's back. I've been a while since I played Mario Galaxy. But every star to collect is fun to do it. That's where 900 Korok seeds in Zelda Breath of the Wild, a lot of them were not fun to collect, just to clarify. So if it's 600 moons and
yes.
they're fun to collect, hey, they can put 1,000. I could give a flying fuchs. I'm gonna start reducing my bad language about how many they are if they make it fun. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and they're gonna have, like, for each stage, they're gonna have a list of all the ones that you have collected. So you can see from, let's say, this stage has 50 of them. So you're gonna see the list from number 1 to 50, and you're gonna see the name next to the ones that you have collected. So let's say you have number 1, number 2, but then 3, 4, 5, 6 are blank because you still haven't found it. Then 7, 8, 9, it shows the name and the location that you got them from. And also on the map, depending on what you do, if you do hints or things like that, it's gonna mark different spots that you can find them. So you can use the map to try to get to those locations. So it's gonna be 600 of them. I'm pretty sure Dantes is gonna go all out and get all of them because that's what he does.
Hell yeah, you know me, bro. You know
And
me.
you're gonna be posting the video once you do it. So I mean, everybody is gonna know that you did it. But yes, the game is big. There's gonna be a lot to do, from
That's
collecting
what
the
she said.
moves to the mini games and everything in between. To Mario's nipples. So it's gonna be a game that I believed from the bottom of my heart that at the very beginning of this year there was gonna be no competition for Breath of the Wild as game of the year, but it seems like Super Mario Odyssey will be the game of the year if it delivers on everything that it has been shown.
Uh, I 100% agree with that. 1 second, Calione. Yeah, 100% agree with that. We'll see what happens. I'm excited for that. It's gonna be oof. Anyway, but we'll move quickly to the next side item. Is the Nintendo show the Mario Odyssey bundle? If they can produce enough of this bundle, November is gonna be really interesting, Caleones. It is gonna be the only problem with the bundle and why Xbox may still win November. I know we had this discussion is because the bundle comes out October 26th, so the main portion of the bundle will sell during October. But if they can produce enough and they give you a Black Friday deal, baby, Nintendo, you're sitting on a gold mine. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Any impressions of the bundle? Do you like the colors. The only bad part of the bundle, it was a digital version of the game. I would prefer
Yeah.
physical, but aside from that,
Yeah, I mean that was the only, I guess the only complaint that I had about the bundle because I guess as a Nintendo fans, I mostly like having physical games. Yeah, with the Switch, it's better, and to some extent to have digital games because you don't really have to carry the cartridges around. But the Joy Cons, the red ones, the Mario theme one, they look great. They look really really good. And also you get the pouch, so you can put the Nintendo Switch on the inside. So that one's going to be Super Mario Odyssey themed as well. So it looks great. But yeah, the Joy Cons, they are a little bit different than the ones that you have on your background because on the background you have the other red ones, and they're going to be a little bit darker. But
yep,
I need to get one more. I need to get one more Nintendo Switch. I need one more, and if I can put my hands on that one, that's going to be it. So we'll see if I can like push everybody to the side, and also it's going to be in Walmart, so I may even if I don't have the money, I may take 30, 40 bucks, put it on layaway, and just get it out by December 1st. So we'll see. But it looks the bundle looks as sexy as Mario's nipples.
Calones keeping Nintendo alive by himself. Thank you for the patronage, Calones. No, I'm joking. Okay, let's go. We moved out of Mario Odyssey. Wanted to touch base on the two main games that were like, showcase. Again, Xenoblade needed to be showcased because it's coming in December 1st, you people.
Yes.
Damn it. And Mario Odyssey, of course, needed to be showcased because it's coming October 26th. It's just on that game, like Calones says, they're showing too much.
October 29.
Oh, 29?
Remember, it's going to be an all-out battle in between Super Mario Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Origins, Wolfenstein 2 for the Xbox One and PS4, and the second season of Stranger Things. So those are going to be coming out on the 29th.
Alrighty then. Anyway, let's go continue. I don't know how to reply to that. Okay, so next they talk about Project Octopath Traveler. I did downloaded the demo version, played just a little bit. Hey, it's old school RPG. The cool part about this demo is that basically it's called, well, the reason why it's called Octopath Traveler is because you can choose 8 different characters, and then depending on which you choose, their story changes based on that, and until all those characters meet. So there's like a lot of replay value in this game. Now, what I'm wondering is how big it is, because I don't imagine a huge 40-hour RPG, and then you want to play 8 characters differently to see what the differences is. I couldn't do it. And funny part about this is there's one character who was a princess who got, I don't know how, she got exposed or kicked out of her kingdom, whatever it was. She ended up being a prostitute and then becomes an assassin. So this game is going to have some, even though the cute characters are going to look like nice 2D sprites, this game is going to, I think, is going to be geared to adult gamers. So I just wanted to say that because I found that interesting. It looks interesting. Play it, Calones. Again, 2D sprites look really good. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, if you played the demo.
Well, I still haven't played the demo. I downloaded it. I have it ready to play. But the game itself, it looks really good. From what I've been hearing from everybody else, the feedback has been really positive. They do like it a lot, and it's one of those that I feel like that engine, which they're calling like, I think it's a 2D HD or something like that is how they're calling it.
Something like that, yep.
Yeah, but it's one of those where I would not mind at all seeing, for example, like Final Fantasy VI remade on that engine, or Xenogears remade using that engine, or some of those other retro games that they used to have using that engine. But of course, that's going to be in the future. For now, we have Project Octopath Traveler. It's not going to be out until next year. They haven't specified a release date, but the demo's out. Play the demo, and you're going to see that it is something to really get excited about, especially since it is a Nintendo Switch exclusive game.
Yep. No, that looks good. Again, that's one of the few games that was shown from 2018, but we'll see. I'm interested in playing the demo. It's old school. I'm all for that. Question is how much time I'll have, because as you know how it is, Calones, it's harder and harder to play RPGs with all the things in life going on, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, next, Doom and Wolfenstein 2. This is the big surprise. Me and Calones, even though I'm not a shooter guy at all, I went like, holy shit, holy doo-doo. Sorry, I'm trying to reduce my bad language. Because I was surprised. I screamed. I was like, oh crap. And I even said on that string, this stops the excuses, the people giving it. Excuses that say that its Switch is not powerful enough to handle any game. If they were able to port Doom and Wolfenstein, you can do whatever on the Switch. It's just if you spend the time and the money and the resources, that's the truth, to make a Switch port, because it's going to be from the ground up. I believe that you won't be able to port it over like you do with the PC, Xbox, and PlayStation version, but that's the whole point. If you put, like LA Norse, putting some Switch gameplay elements on it, you do something like that, make it unique. The Switch versions are always going to stand out because of the portability and the unique aspects of the gameplay. So, the reason I give that spiel is I'm not a shooter guy. I'm not going to buy those two games. I know Calones is thinking about buying Doom. You need to support these games. You want more games? Support these games, the mature games that will help sell the Switch and show third party that it is worth taking the time and take the time to develop a Switch port, because you're gonna have return in that investment. But impressions about those two games, Calones?
Well, first, I was surprised. I was not waiting for any of those. Like I said, there were rumors about Fallout 4 being the game that would be announced. So Doom 2016 and Wolfenstein 2 came out of nowhere. Nobody was expecting those games, and it's a really big surprise because, like you said, it's one of those games where you would say, no, Nintendo cannot handle it. They cannot play those games. It's too powerful for the system. But there it is. It's Bethesda announced, it for being out for the Switch. You have Doom coming out this year. Wolfenstein 2 is going to be sometime next year. They didn't really show footage of that one, so we don't know exactly what it will look like. But Bethesda did say that Doom on the Switch is going to be based on a custom-built engine specifically for the Switch, and this is especially good because the game runs on Vulkan. Vulkan, it's able to be used on the Switch, and it's optimized for it, and it seems to be running great. So I believe one of the reasons why Bethesda is doing a custom-built engine for the Switch is because they want to make sure to hit the 60 frames per second on the system. They haven't really specified. We don't know if it's going to be one of those like NBA 2K18, which is sacrifice the frame rate going from 60 down to 30, just so it could show parity when it comes to the graphics between the systems. Bethesda may end up doing something like that, but they, like I said, they said custom build, so we'll see how that turns out. But overall, it's one of those games that I never even imagined coming over to the Switch, because I just thought, from what everybody is saying, it would have trouble handling it, but there it is. And same as Wolfenstein 2 next year. So very, very, very excited about those games.
Okay. Next, they show Kirby Star Allies. Whatever. You probably gonna buy that, but anyway.
Well, it looks like a fun party game. So to play with the family at the house.
Next, Splatoon 2. They show new maps, things that are updates that are coming, new weapon that looks like an umbrella. I'm guessing you're excited about that.
Yes, and the map we played it last night. It was the Kelp Dome map. So it was featured on the stream that we had Saturday night. So it's one of my favorites from the first game. And slowly but surely they're bringing those maps. So I really hope that maybe by the end of this year or sometime next year, we're going to have all the maps from the first game on Splatoon 2, plus the additional new maps for the game. So overall, it's going to have a really big quantity of maps to play with. So hopefully Nintendo will continue doing that.
Okay. ARMS, a new update with the character Lollipop coming.
Yes.
Whatever.
And not only doing that update, but also the update to customize all your buttons on the controller, so you can assign any move to any button. Doesn't matter. It's not like Breath of the Wild where you can only switch in between the jump and the dash. And run. So with ARMS, you can change all of them. So hopefully, it's going to be something that Nintendo's going to do for other games, and game companies overall. They're going to allow everybody to customize it their way. But yes, Lollipop came out, and everybody's been having fun with that one. So I'm curious to see how the character is going to track, and if it's going to be among not only the most used, but the character that gets the most wins as well. So looking forward to it.
Okay. Next was Fire Emblem Warriors. They just showed that Lin has joined the character roster, which is good.
Yes.
I mean, if you're a Fire, I'm not a Fire Emblem fan, but if you're a Fire Emblem fan, why I love Hyrule Warriors was because you had all those characters that I love about Zelda in one game, and you could play with each one of them. And I know Hyrule Warriors. It's just a hack and slash, which is fine. I don't mind it. It's like a mind. I beat the game and that's it. I didn't do 100% on that. There's some games I just go boom, I beat it and that's it. But Hyrule Warriors is this. Fire Emblem Warriors is the same premise. So having characters fan favorites like Lin, I think it's a good thing. I don't know if you want to add anything, Calones.
No, I mean, I'm just glad that they continue to add characters. That way, somebody's gonna have some character that they can relate to and that they enjoyed previously. So hopefully, if for anything else, it's gonna add to more people picking up the game. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be getting it day one, but I will be getting it. Hopefully, even though it's a Warriors game, it's gonna have a little more expanded story, especially with all the character connections and that you have on the Fire Emblem games. But this is the first of many Fire Emblem games that are coming out with, Fire Emblem 2018 sometime next year, which they haven't shown that one yet. So of course, they want to concentrate on the Fire Emblem Warriors game, but it looks good. It's going to be a dual release in between Switch and 3DS. So we'll see how it does.
Okay. Next one was the portion that I was a little bit confused. It was called Arcade Archives. I thought that they were finally gonna show the Virtual Console, but it's not meant to be yet. I think because Nintendo want to make sure that they sell that Super NES Mini and that NES Mini next year. So I don't think we're gonna see the Virtual Console anytime soon, honestly, Calones. But anyway, good surprise.
Well,
Any thoughts,
I mean,
Calones?
but Nintendo has to show the Virtual Console at the very latest when the paid online launches. Paid online is going to be, I believe, either the first or second quarter of next year. So by then, they have to have something because they say that they're going to be offering a free game every month, but they haven't shown anything at all. So we'll see what happens. But yes, I was also confused. As soon as I saw the game, I was getting really excited. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to announce the Virtual Console, but it was the arcade collection. So, I mean, arcade archive. So either way, I'm excited. I like those games. I would like to play them again. They are optimized for the Switch, and it's those arcade games that most people haven't really played. They played the home console version of those games, not the arcade versions before the NES. So people should be excited about it as well, and we'll see how it does.
I see that you're really excited because I heard your pants vibrating just now. Anyway, next one, Snipper Clips Plus. I mean, I'm good with this one. I know a lot of people were making fun of it, but I played with my son the first Snipper Clips, and if you bought the original, which I did, this new levels come for DLC, only $9.99. Hey, if I'm getting 30 more levels for $9.99, hey, sign me up for it. But if you didn't bought the original, you can buy Snipper Clips Plus, and then basically you can have everything together. Anything to add, Calones?
Yeah, it's just gonna be for people that already have it. It's gonna be a DLC download where you can get the 30 something level. They haven't specified it's not over 30 levels, but not only is it gonna be over 30 levels, but it changes the dynamic of the levels that you already had on the first game. So those levels are gonna be different. So you're gonna be able to replay all the levels, and they're gonna feel like new. So I like that game has been above. I mean, or close to the top of the best-selling games each week, every week in and out. And it's a small game. It's only $19.99, but it's a fun game, to play with somebody else. So I'm glad that they're still adding more content to it. Same thing that they're doing with their bigger titles, like Breath of the Wild, and they announced Mario Party, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So it's the thing that people need to know is that not only are they adding new content, but it's helping the game have longevity. This game, when it came out, and there weren't too many games out, so they could concentrate on it, and it wasn't going to get lost in the shuffle. Now with more games out, you talk about DLC, you talk about updates, and people are going to remember that game. So for people that have been picking up the Switch, months later, they're going to be reminded of it, and they're going to have incentives to go back, pick up the game, and play it. So I'm glad they are.
Okay. Next item, they finally gave a release date for Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Yes.
I'm probably buying this game because again, the Master Sword is one of my favorite weapons, and I cannot support Bethesda on the other two games because I don't like that genre, but I can support Bethesda on this game because I do like RPGs. So I may not play it, or if I beat it, in a sense, I'll beat it like it takes me 2 years because I'm gonna probably play in small chunks. But hey, I need to support them. Master Sword is my favorite weapon, and I also like the blue tunic now becoming the standard for Link instead of the green tunic. So it'll be interesting. Any thoughts on Skyrim?
Well, I mean, for anybody that has been wanting to play an adult Link, this is probably going to be the best bet. The game is big, vast, and there's going to be hundreds of hours spent on it. I haven't really played it before. I will be getting it for two reasons. One, because yes, I want to support third-party developers on the Switch, but two, they have been constantly ranking that game among the greatest games of all time. So I owe it to myself to play the game, experience it, and for me, the portability aspect of the Switch is going to make it possible for me to go from the beginning to the end on it. So you're really looking forward to it. I should be getting it close to launch, if not on launch day, and so we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Next one, Rocket League. I'm gonna move fast. We're already 45 minutes into the podcast because this is big news. I mean, we're talking. There was a lot of shit the Nintendo show during this podcast. But Rocket League again, just quick items. Boom, boom, boom. They showed the Mario cards, the Metroid cards. So that's cool. I know you're gonna play that one, right, Calones?
Yes. Yes, I mean it's a great. I mean, I don't know if I can call it indie game because it's really big. It's sold millions of copies. So we'll see how it does. But yeah, we'll see. I do like the aspect. I like the Nintendo themes. It's not going to be available on the other consoles. Even if you do crossplay between Xbox and PC, you're not going to see the Nintendo themes. It's going to be more so generic. But for us Nintendo fans, I said it from the beginning, and you know that I did, that Rocket League was one of those games that Nintendo Switch absolutely needed to have, and I'm glad that we do. So they haven't really set a release date except for this winter, so before the end of the year. But looking forward to it.
Okay. Next one was Dragon Quest Builders. I mean, this game came out on the Vita, now it's coming out to the Switch.
Yay!
What?
I'm excited. Dragon Quest Builder.
Oh, okay. I got you. You scared me there. I was like, oh my god. He's gonna kill me.
It was one of those other games that I said is perfect for the Switch. I mean, you have you have the Switch, you have the console, you have this touchscreen portion of it, and it's one of those that you absolutely need to have in the system. I may not have mentioned it alongside Overwatch or alongside Rocket League or alongside Grand Theft Auto 5, which Grand Theft Auto 5, if we go back to the MPD numbers, we'll touch upon later. You'll see where it is. But Dragon Quest Builders, Japan is going to be big over there. In the West is going to sell great as well. So we're very excited about that one and can't wait to the sequel and the second part of it.
Okay. Next, I saw that you were really excited. Next, LA Noire. Again, we touched upon it. A good game. I may not buy it because I already platted this game originally on the PlayStation, and it is a long game. It's not a small game by any means, but it does have a lot of abilities that are basically for the Switch, like Joy-Con mode with gyroscopic gesture-based controls, and there's even some touchscreen controls for portable detective work. So again, that's how you make the game unique. If you haven't played this game as a Nintendo fan, hey, support it. I think it's a good game. It's a really good game, to clarify. It is. The endings suck, but everything else in the game was good. Anyway, go ahead.
We already covered it before, and it's another game that is great to have Rockstar third-party support. It might be a stepping stone in us getting Grand Theft Auto 5 on the system or Red Dead Redemption or something like that. So yes, pick it up as support, but it's not a crappy game. It is still a good, really good game. So it's going to be a great experience on the Switch. So people, don't overlook it. Get it, pick it up, and Rockstar is going to continue supporting us.
Okay. Next three games, I'm going to say them straight through because they're all sport games. NBA 2K18, FIFA 18, and WWE 2K18. A lot of good support for sport games. I think NBA 2K18 and WWE 2K18, I think they're good games to have on the Switch. Again, make it portable. Yeah, I know it's 30 frames. And if you have the choice of a PlayStation version or Xbox version, you're probably going to buy those because you want the 60 frames. Frames is king. But if you only have a Nintendo system, hey, support these games. 2K is giving you good support right now. Take advantage of it. Trust me. And WWE 2K is always fun games. Anything to add about those three sports games, Calones?
Well, it's I know they're changing 30 frames per second. They're not having the 60 frames per second. They're doing 30 frames per second instead. But that's because they want to optimize the graphic. They want to make it faithful to the PS4 and Xbox One version. That's why they decided, you know what, we're gonna have to do 30 frames instead of 60 in order for the graphic fidelity for the game. So they decided to make a sacrifice. Everybody says that it looks great. So we'll see. But it's the game's already out. I've been reading some reviews. People are very happy with it, and I have it playing on the background as well.
Yep.
But the game, yes, it's not going to be 60 frames. It kind of sucks that it's only going to be 30, but the game looks good.
It's a portable. Again, that's why the Switch is being successful. The Switch is delivering on the promise that the Vita had. You were supposed to get console AAA games on the Vita. That never happened in a sense. The most that you got was Uncharted. In the first year alone of the Switch, you have had more AAA games than the Vita had in his lifetime. That's how sad it is. But anyway, support these games. Next one, Lost Sphere. I'm interested in this game. I think I Am Setsuna gave him some groundwork. They made some mistakes. I am hoping that they clean up those mistakes in Lost Sphere, and that game is really good. So it's good RPG. Again, I love RPGs. It's just I don't have the time to play them anymore. That's what's sad, but I still love them. Anything to add on that, Calones?
Well, it's game looks really good. I am Setsuna. I still haven't really played it. I wanted to do it as part of the Force In Unison gaming and do it on there, but I really want to dedicate the games. Like if I play those games, I don't really want to be switching in between different games. I wanted to concentrate on it, to appreciate the story, and to just see it from beginning to end. So that's one of the reasons why I still haven't played it. But I'm really, really, really looking forward to Lost Sphere as well. So hopefully I'll be done with this one before going over to the other one. But I'm still gonna get it on the first day if possible because I do like the retro style RPGs. Final Fantasy IX is one of my all-time favorite games, and this it does have similarities to it. So very excited.
Okay. Next ones. I'm gonna really go fast on all this. Again, we've been close to an hour here already. And then we can give an overall. So they announced Sonic Forces, or remind people that November 7th, Sonic Forces is coming out. They also gave you the release dates for Resident Evil Revelations and Resident Evil Revelations 2. Another good game. That one, I may be thinking like, I may support that. I haven't played any of the Revelation games. So that's a good chance, again, with the Switch. The Switch has a lot of games. I don't know.
And I'll say this, with the Revelation games, it could be one of those games that we feature on, gameplay or streaming Wednesdays. If they have something similar to like, Mercenaries and things like that.
Oh, remember, we used to play that on Resident Evil 5. We had a lot of fun with that.
Yes. Yep. So we'll see if they have something similar for the Switch version, and then we'll be jumping in and playing it here.
Next is Flip Wars. Murphy's Law, which is the game that Calones was explaining, that you shoot on a body part and you make it bigger. Hopefully they can shoot my crush. Anyway, next one, Arena of Valor. And then Indies, they show SteamWorld Dig 2, Golf Story. Again, another RPG, but I'm interested in that game, how they merging golf with an RPG. I don't know how that's going to work out. 9 Parliaments, Battle Chef Brigade, Super Meat Boy, Forever. So... and the tactical RPG Tiny Metal. So they show some indies. And that's it. That's everything that they showed. Any quick impressions of what I just finished, Calones?
Well, I want to touch a little bit more on Arena of Valor. That one, it's kind of like a League of Legends type game.
MOBA. Yep.
Yeah, League of Legends is big in the world. It's worldwide. Is one of the most played games anywhere. So that one, it depends on how it's going to do on the Switch. It is out on mobile, but game looks pretty good. It has a big cast of characters. I've been seeing some gameplay online to get more acquainted with the game, and they had Batman. They had the Joker. They had Wonder Woman. So they do have other characters like those, visiting their game world. So you can use those and play as well. So yeah, I mean, League of Legends is really big. This one looks like some people say like a direct copy of it, but that's not a bad thing. If you're going to emulate a game on a specific genre, then you might as well emulate the best one. So, really, very excited with it, and we'll see how it does.
Okay. 55 minutes into the podcast. It's been big. So, to finish the crossover, here's the Onuma's Nintendo discussion part of it. What you thought about the Direct? Overall impressions. I know you already at the start of the show said it was awesome. Everything stopped in time, froze in time for Calones, and his balls are really blue. So, aside from that, what do you think?
Okay. Well, like I said, the direct was 45 minutes long. It was to put it in perspective, the Nintendo Switch presentation during E3 was 24 minutes long. So this direct was almost twice as long as the E3 direct. Yes, people say that, oh, you spent too much time on Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Yes, there were some announcements that we already knew, but I would say just Doom and Wolfenstein 2. Yes, they're not for Nintendo fans to the level of like a Metroid Prime 4 or something like that, but they're big. I mean, those are big announcements. Those were really big surprises, and it made us, jump out of our seats because of it, because it shows that third parties are here to stay. They are ready to embrace the Switch. So now the only thing that we need to do is embrace them, help them, get the games, support them, and you're going to continue getting more games on the system. So we already have FIFA 18, which has a custom built engine for the Switch. Doom is going to have a custom built engine for the Switch. So third parties, they're actually taking their time to optimize the game for the Nintendo Switch system. So if they're doing that, they're going to do it even more if their games are selling. So people make sure to support the games. But as far as the direct, overall, great announcements everywhere. You didn't really have the surprises from the E3 with the Metroid Prime 4 announcement. That you had the Yoshi games shown, the Kirby games shown, and you had games that you were shown for the first time. But this one, I would say, it was almost as big as the E3, and it was necessary as well because, like you said, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is just around the corner. Super Mario Odyssey release is going to be just around the corner. Skyrim is going to be releasing just around the corner. So it was a mixture of announcing new games, but also reminding you that those are going to be out pretty soon within the next month to 3 months. So it was a necessary direct. It was telling you about games that you already knew, but it was full of surprises as well. So overall, I loved it, and hopefully we're going to get one just as big right after the holiday season.
Okay, so for me, the Direct was okay. Well, let me clarify. I think I'm saying that the Direct was okay because I felt the E3, even though it was smaller, it was more exciting, right? But I understand as a consumer, I'm not a crying bitch that's gonna be screaming for Smash. I understand that you need to sell the fall lineup, and Nintendo, this Direct was dedicated to say, here's our catalog, here's what we're selling, and here's some good third-party support. They dedicated more time on third-party, and to their props, they showed Xenoblade Chronicles and Odyssey as a big, I guess, a lot of time because it's the two big fall games for them, first party, right? So I understood all that. I am not complaining at all. I think it was a good Direct. I'll say it's a good Direct. I just think the E3 one was better because it was the first time that we saw real gameplay for Mario Odyssey. So that was like, oh my God, look how awesome this looks. And look, Mario is possessing a freaking dinosaur, right? So that was kind of like, oh my God. And then Xenoblade Chronicles, they show more, and they show a nice trailer. And this time, which, yeah, again, I know they showed too much maybe, but, in E3 they show, I think, the right amount. And of course, you had the surprise of Metroid Prime 4. But I think people just wanted this Direct. Everybody just wants Directs to be surprises. Where's Pikmin 4? Where's Smash? You know what I'm saying. You have to wait. They're gonna show those games. They're probably gonna show those games in the March Direct and or April, whatever they put, because they're gonna put a Direct. I think per season. I truly believe that Nintendo moving forward is gonna do one Direct per season now. I think they're finding a nice group with how they're doing the Direct. I like the highlight format where they go boom, 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 boom. Gives you a small highlight. The Directs are short and sweet and streamlined. Like I like what Sony has been doing for years now. So Nintendo's killing it. This generation, Nintendo has learned. I have to give them props. They still haven't learned certain things. Like, where's cloud saving so poor Calones can transfer his save file? But they have learned on the promotional side of it. They are killing it with how they're promoting this dance system, Calones. With the Wii U, it felt like, oh, whatever. It has the Wii name. The Wii name is going to sell the Wii U. Nope. They're not, Nintendo. You know why? People got confused. They didn't even know that it was a new system. They thought it was just an add-on for the Wii. That's how bad it was, guys. You needed to learn from that, and you are. Because the Switch, they're getting well promoted. People are buying it. A lot of people that are not even hardcore gamers are buying the system because, again, the portability. It's just people likes option. And in this day and age, when everybody's just moving out a lot, the Switch is a perfect system. I'm kind of, looking forward to the Switch too. Imagine PS Pro or, hey, I'm going to take it apart, Xbox One X type of specs portable. So I think Nintendo just needs to build from this when they make the Switch 2 or whenever they decide to do this one. And they're going to keep killing it. They got the handheld market. It just shows you too, everybody's saying, oh, mobile is going to kill the handheld market. No, it just shows you that people still wants to play console quality games on the go. And again, portability is not taking your system outside of the house. Portability is around the house and using it for the busy lifestyle that we all live. So I was happy with the Direct, Calian. I was happy. I'm saying the E3 one was better for me because of the surprises, but it wasn't a bad Direct. So I think we both agree on that for sure.
Yeah, and it's one of those where if this wasn't a Nintendo Direct, if this would have been an E3 presentation, trust me, Nintendo would have included other things as well. But they're concentrating on the winter and the holiday season. They're concentrating on selling the games that are going to be coming out this year. So that's why you saw what you saw. You saw a promotion on the games that are going to be coming out this year. So yeah, they kept it, straight to the point, and it delivered. It still had surprises, and I'm glad that they delivered on that front.
Okay. Crossover's done, baby. Anuma's Nintendo discussion and Reggie's news quarter unite to call the Megazord and give us one big ass news. That was a lot of news, Calione. So let's finish Reggie's news center. Let's go to the next pieces of news that you have for us today.
Well, we have news about, like I said, another week and another news article about sales this time from the NPD, which announced that Nintendo Switch was the best-selling platform this past month. Not only that, Nintendo Switch has sold both the PS4 and the Xbox One combined, and has been the leading console on the past 6 months. So, is there any surprise to that, Dantes?
Nope. I mean, that's just proves the theory, because the 4 of the 6 months the Nintendo has not, the 2 months the Nintendo has not won NPD, a lot of people were saying is because of supply constraints. And maybe that is the case. But I think Nintendo would have still lost 1 month because Sony had a special edition Gold PlayStation that month, and they had a sale going on. So at least even if Nintendo didn't have the supply constraints, at least one of the months, I remember that, would have lost because of that. But Nintendo's doing well. Like I just said it. Nintendo's promoting the system really well. People seems to want this system. This is good news, dude. Keep selling, Nintendo. Keep bringing the games. And this Direct shows people to have faith that they're going to get good quality games on the Switch. But yeah, that's good news for Nintendo. Go into the number of NPD games sold, because this is also interesting.
Yeah, continuing with the games and the top 10 games. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it at top 10 games. So you had, for the month of August, you had Madden NFL 18, second place, Grand Theft Auto 5,
the best-selling game of all time. Now,
yeah. Then you have Uncharted Lost Legacy, third place, Splatoon 2 in fourth, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, fifth. Then you had Rainbow Six Siege, number 6, followed by Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at 7. Call of Duty Modern Warfare at 8, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy at 9, and Overwatch to round out the top 10. Also, just keep in mind the chart is kept until the 26th of August, so it doesn't cover exactly a full month until the 31st. So it's from the I think from the 26th to the 25th, which is why you don't see Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle on that. So we're gonna have to wait until the September one to see how it ranked.
That's good list, dude. I'm happy. A bunch of the games that are in the top 10 I like. Like Uncharted was awesome. Zelda Breath of the Wild is awesome. And both companies, again, Sony and Nintendo, have a good list of exclusives there that shows Xbox a little bit why exclusives matter, right? So I was happy with the list. I think again it was an overall good month for Nintendo. I don't remember again, like I've been keep saying this every month, but and every MPD that we discuss, I don't remember the time that Nintendo has multiple first party games on the top 10 on MPD, and this is going back to the Wii days when Wii was popular, right? So they're not just killing it with one game; they're killing it with multiple games, and I think that's good news because that maintains a healthy Nintendo.
Okay, so going over with the next one, we already touched upon it. So, Skyrim is going to be launching on November 17th. But the news from Skyrim is that it's not going to be supporting mods specifically. So, they asked Nintendo, why, I mean, they asked Bethesda why it won't be supporting them. And the only thing they said is that it's currently not, it's unplanned. So they haven't really said that it's not going to be supporting it at all, just that it's not on their plans right now. So should people make a big deal about this?
No, I don't like mods in my case. I mean, once I play a game, I finish it. It really doesn't extend the life for me. But for people who like that, I mean, Nintendo fans are not used to mods anyway. I mean, and it's probably going to take a while until Nintendo and Bethesda figure it out. But it seems like they have a good relationship going on right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes. I wouldn't make a big deal about it.
Yeah. Okay. So going on with the next one is talking about file sizes. So people make a big deal about NBA 2K18 save files that it was going to be 5 gigabytes per user, but this one is coming straight from Nintendo. Super Mario Odyssey will be 5.7 gigabytes. Somehow the masters of compression continue added. Mario Odyssey only 5.7 gigs.
Okay. Yes. I don't know how they do it. I think Breath of the Wild was only like 13 gigs, Calones, you remind close to something like that, right? And Mario Odyssey looks big, so and it's the biggest Mario game because honestly, I think Mario 3D World was only like 3 gigs, something to that extent. So, hey, master of compressions. That's why I don't mind buying Nintendo physical games. That helps me save my storage since it seems like the third-party supports are gonna kill it. But it is what it is. Good for that. It's a good number.
And it's really big for those people that they want to they're worried about this space. So, but yeah, just so you know, Super Mario 3D World was 1.7 gigs.
1 point. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this one's gonna be like 4 times the size of it. It does show the game
it's
looks
huge.
Yeah, and it's and if you have been paying attention to how the game looks, even the graphics have been the textures, everything. So the game looks really good.
Hey, they already sold it on the E3 trailer. We're good. Don't worry.
Okay, so going over with the next one, and we have an update for the Nintendo Switch online app. And this one is there was a lot of criticism when the app first came out, certain things that it couldn't do that it should have. But now they have already fixed those things. So, for example, now you have the voice chat will continue even when you open other apps, or the voice chat will continue even if you put the phone on sleep mode. So, Game Explain, I already tested it. Everything works fine, and it's one of those things that should have been there at the beginning, but it's at least they have it now. So I did say that even though people are criticizing the online, the apps and those, just give it time. Nintendo is going to be doing some updates. They're going to be doing some improvements, and here you have some of them. So we'll see what happens later when you have the paid online, but they're continuing to fix this thing. So what do you think about it?
No, it's good. I mean, they're listening. I still think that the app is not needed. This should all be on the Switch, and trust me, I'm not changing my mind ever on that. But hey, at least they're improving it. What can I say? So.
Okay. Well, we have another piece of news, but we already covered this one, which is talking about we actually covered it extensively. which was about Mario joining the Calvin Klein line with Link and being without a shirt and showing nipples. So we went into details on that one. So I can go ahead and safely move on to the
Yes,
next one, unless
please
you want
move
to
on
say something
quickly,
else.
please.
But yeah, in other news, Ocean Horn on the Nintendo Switch sold more than the other two consoles combined. So they haven't really specified how many sales or how many copies of the games were sold. But if you combine the PS4 and the Xbox One numbers, the Nintendo Switch outsold both of them. So is this big? Is this newsworthy? What do you think, Dantes?
So Ocean Horn, I did play the game. I did get the plat on it. So it's not a bad game. It just needed polish. It needs polish. It is a kind of like a broke man Zelda, but it's not a bad game. It is not a bad game at all. There were some nice puzzles there. The top view, like the Zelda old school Zelda game, looked nice. So there's some positives in this game. So, but I platted it on PlayStation. So, and when that game came out on PlayStation, the developers were really happy. They said, "Oh, we were happy to put it on PlayStation because we have sold a lot of copies between the PlayStation and the Vita." So they were really happy. So then now the developers to come out and say, "Oh shit, the Switch version outsold both the PlayStation and the Xbox version," and I'm assuming the Xbox version, like they sold like 5 copies, because Xbox players don't play those type of games. But it has outsold both platforms. They probably are surprised and ecstatic, and we can see Ocean Horn 2 starting up as a Switch time exclusive on the next
Yes.
round. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is good news.
Yeah, I mean, like we're talking about the quality of the game, and we already had this discussion before the podcast. But I think it's one of those games where it could really benefit, maybe even at some point becoming a Switch exclusive, because they'll get the additional support from Nintendo. They only have to worry about making the game for a single console, and they may be able to receive that additional polish to make it from a pretty good game to a really good one. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, like you said, it becomes a Nintendo console exclusive, because it may still release on iOS and Android, or it may even become a timed exclusive on Nintendo Switch first. So we'll see where that goes. But
Yep.
yeah, aside from Oceanhorn, we had 2 other games that were announced coming for the Nintendo Switch. We had the Tower of Permanence, which is coming to the Switch. It is described as an action game that has players climb to a tower filled with enemies and traps. The twist is that the tower procedurally generates itself every day, so no one tower climb is the same. Aside from the Tower of Permanence, we also had the Crypt of the Necro Dancer, and it's coming out for the Nintendo Switch. And so, like every day or every week, we're seeing more and more games announced for the Switch. So, what do you think about those?
Hey, more games. Happy. I don't know those games. Not really interested, but Nintendo fans seem hungry for games. They seem ready to eat those games up. So indies seems really happy. The indie scene seems really healthy, honestly, based on the indies that just came out, a couple of weeks ago. And you have to clarify, Nintendo basically had a direct back-to-back. That's something that I just thought of. Like, wow, they had indies just a couple of weeks ago, and now they have the direct. They show you a lot of games. You as a Nintendo fan or a Switch owner, you should be happy right now. You should be ecstatic. But anyway, good news.
Yeah. So that rounds it up. So anything else that we have to say?
It's over. We're done with the news. This is too much, Calones. I'm gonna lose all my hair, or my hair is gonna become more gray. Do you have some gray? Hey, they say there's no play for Mr. Gray. I may have to start using Just for Men. Okay. So hey, your hair still looks black. You don't have gray hair? There's no way in hell you don't have. You have to have a gray hair somewhere.
I got plenty of them.
Okay. So yeah, I don't want to be alone in this shit here. Hey, at least we're not bald. Hey, we have to be happy about that. I mean, most of my friends from college are lost all their hair, but we still have good looking hair. Anyway, okay. Aside from that, Calones. After the long discussion about hair, Calones, if I wanted to know what games are we excited for, they're coming out for the Switch. What is our favorite store?
It's Shigeru's Mini Mart. And we have, actually, I didn't even count them, because if you go over to the Nintendo eShop, you're going to see 3 different versions of the NBA 2K18 game. So we actually had, everywhere from $60 all the way to $150. So Yeah, that's a
Did
really
that?
big
Did the
investment.
$150 takes the full 32 gigs of system storage from the Switch?
Yeah. So we had 9 games. So
Woo,
let's start
9
with the first one.
games. Oh
Yeah,
wow,
nine
this is one
games
of the
this week.
biggest week.
Yep. So we have Rayman Legends Definitive Edition. We have and Definitive Edition is releasing for $39.99, so it's not going to be the full price as originally. We have Semispheres, Quest of Dungeons, Kingdom, New Lands, Beach Buggy Racing. We have Spin Master from Neo Geo, 36 Fragments of Midnight, Robonauts, and the week's biggest release, NBA 2K18. As far as game of the month, well,
The
I would
week.
say like, well, make a game of the week. So, yeah, we don't have any games of the month on the podcast, so just to clarify that portion. But yes, I'll say yeah, it's going to be NBA
NBA
2K18.
2K. Okay.
Yeah, the 2K team, they really poured it out for the Switch. They made the impossible possible. The game looks almost as good as the PS4 and Xbox One's version because and that's a testament to the team and hard they work. Yes, they sacrifice frame rate to do so, but the game does look good. Our second place, I would have said, Rayman Legends, the definitive edition. If you haven't played that one, pick it up, play it. Great game to play by yourself, or you already got the split Joy-Con, so you can play 2 players out of the box and up to 4 players on the game. So that's another one that you can get full enjoyment of it. But NBA 2K18 is the game of the week.
Okay. Thank you, Caleones, for that. The store is growing and growing and growing. Make my monster grow. Sorry for the Power Ranger reference there. We don't want to end the show like this, like just saying, yeah, I'll give you some games. So I'm going to drop one little thing before we end the show. Caleones, you mentioned that there were some games announced during the Nintendo Direct for the Japanese version. But there was one game in specific that we were a little bit mad that hasn't been announced yet over here because we had a lot of fun playing that game on the Dreamcast. So, Caleones, can you drop the bomb on which game I'm talking about?
Okay, so the Nintendo Direct here in North America was 45 minutes long. The one in Japan was 50 minutes long. So they had other announcements on there. A couple of other 3DS games, but for me the biggest game that was missing from the North American Direct was Phantasy Star Online 2 Cloud, which means that we don't know if Phantasy Star 2 is going to be coming over to the West, if it's going to be in Japan only. Yes, the Nintendo Switch is region free, so even if it doesn't come over here, you can still pick it up. But there might be some sort of language barrier if they don't have a English text for the game. But it's one of those games that the Phantasy Star Online 2, I think it's available for the Vita in Japan. It never made it stateside. Same for the PS4, it never made it over here. So hopefully Sega is not going to make the same mistake. Hopefully they're going to find a way to bring it over here. But I had so much fun with Phantasy Star Online games back on the Dreamcast days. We played the crap out of that game. We enjoyed it, and it's one of those games that would be really fun. We've already talked about, and I've expressed it, that maybe Nintendo and Monolith Soft, they should go with Xenoblade Chronicles X2 and make it more of a Phantasy Star type game with like being able to go with at least 4 players online at the same time and battling and doing all that stuff to which the first game did to a lesser extent. But Phantasy Star Online 2 Cloud will be coming to the Nintendo Switch. Currently it's Japan only, and I think that's a mistake. What do you think, Dantes?
Agreed, agreed, and agreed. I don't know why Sega hasn't brought it even over here because there's a good Phantasy Star fan base here in the West. So I am hoping they change their minds. I'm hoping it doesn't happen like Dragon Quest. Was it 9 or 10? Which one was the one that was online only? Was it 10?
Well, it's like 10 was has some online, and 11 is the full fledged one. But yes, 10 it's coming over here, but it's been out for so long. It was out on the PS3, on the Wii U, and different consoles, but never in the US. So
anyway, the reason I bring that up is that there's a fan base that want those games, and Sega's making a mistake. And more with the Switch selling so well, and that you can see how hungry people are to buy games for it. Come on, Sega. You need to bring that up. But anyway, I wanted to close the show with that. It's just a little bit of a plea to Sega. Sega, you're making a mistake. Come on. Bring the game over here, baby. Anyway, let's end the show because this was a big one. An hour and 19 minutes of juicy news, but it's time to end it. I want to thank everybody for joining us at the Get In and Get Out Nintendo Podcast, episode 16, every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also, remember that if you don't want to see our... Hey, I'm doing better, Calones. I'm trying.
Yeah.
If you don't want to see our ugly faces, we got a solution for you. Go to SoundCloud and iTunes and download this podcast for free. Rate us over there so you can show us some love. Also, we do have a small Facebook page called Force In Unison Gaming. Also, if you want to see the full channel schedule, go to the description box below so you know that every Wednesday we'll be doing streaming Wednesdays. Every Thursday we'll be doing gameplay Thursdays. And every Saturday, if there's no more hangovers, we'll be doing Force In Unison live. All the information in the description box below. And finally, Dantes says finally, go to chigarosnews.com and give some clicks and love to my boy Calones. With all that said, thank you again. Long live Nintendo. See you guys.
Have a great one, everyone.